You're about to enjoy an It Takes Three Network podcast.
Wakey, wakey, Upper East Siders. Welcome to the first day of senior year and the onset of a new social dynasty. The big question is, with Serena single and on top of the world, will Constance become the House of Vanderwoodson? Hey guys, welcome back to Three Gossip Girls, a Gossip Girl podcast. I'm Liz.
I'm Michelle.
And tonight we watched Season 2, Episode 4, The X-Files. This aired on September 22nd, 2008, directed by Jim McKay and written by Robert Hull. The summary for this week's episode is Blair and her minions decide to befriend the new girl Amanda in order to sabotage her. Vanessa discovers a scandalous secret about Catherine and enlists Blair's scheming expertise to use the information to help Nate. Meanwhile, Lily finds herself drawn back to her ex, Rufus, again. Wow. This was a very interesting episode. Before we get into it, I want to tell everyone what our Glassful of Gossip is this week. So I entitled the Glassful of Gossip the Lash-er because there is a beverage or alcoholic beverage called the Lash.
Mm-hmm.
In that is vodka, amaretto, and Sprite or some sort of lemon lime seltzer. And so tonight I did vodka. And we did Pellegrino dark cherry flavor.
Yes.
To mock the amaretto. And the Zevia soda that is cream soda.
It was delicious.
Thank you. And we added some fun cranberries in there. And you guys will see a picture when we post it on Instagram and Twitter. So I named it the Lash-er because Amanda, her last name is Lash-er.
Oh.
Yes.
I did not know that.
And Amanda Lash-er was the producer of this episode. So they named a character after her. That was in my trivia, but I decided to give you a little freebie now.
I love that.
Yeah, so they decided to name her after the producer, which is really funny. And I wanted to embody her. I could have went like, they talk about champagne in this episode, and they talk about,
Martinis.
the martini, Belvedere martini and everything. So I was like, nah. We
and
could
a
do
Naratini.
that. A Naratini. So I was like, we're definitely going to do that. So that's what I picked for this week. Mm-hmm. And it tastes good. It's like a creamy cherry.
It was really
drink.
Good. Yeah.
All right, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I very much enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to get into the episode. Going to go trying to go scene by scene this week. Just,
okay.
Each week I like to feel it out, see how the flow goes. So we start off with breakfast at the Vanderwoodson house. Lily is back from her trip with Bart. Finally
get to see her.
Bart is still abroad, not with us, but she gets to have breakfast with her children and her stepchild, Chuck, Charles. And so they're having breakfast. They're catching up. It's sweet. She's getting to, know what's happening. And Serena's like, oh, do we have to go to school? And Eric is like, do we have to go to school? And she's like, what's wrong with you kids? Like, why don't you want to go to school? And Chuck comes in and is like, oh, Serena and Dan broke up. And so Lily says, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Like, how you doing? She's like, it sucks. Like, I'm sad, to be honest. But, I'm trying to get past it.
Chuck says it's your year to rule. Why fight it?
Yeah.
And I feel this sets
the tone.
Everything up. Full circle.
The entirety of the episode is trying to get Serena back on top, which, spoiler, she does.
But the fact that Chuck quote was placed right there.
He's putting it right in her ears, in the beginning.
He was orchestrating all of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So it was nice. So Lily's like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hopefully it, she's like, only time heals the wounds and eventually you'll get over it.
Yeah. And I loved seeing that her kids were genuinely excited to be with her.
Yeah.
Even though they were trying to avoid school, I think they were very happy that she was back.
I think so too. And she was happy to be back. And they had the whole breakfast spread. And Eric's like, what's happening? She's like, I'm trying to be motherly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was sweet. Meanwhile, while they're talking about the breakup, Rufus and Padgy Boy are talking about the breakup in Brooklyn. And Rufus is encouraging him to kind of take things slow with Serena. Like, don't rush back into trying to be friends or whatever. And Dan's like, yeah, I'm going to take relationship advice from a man who had a woman come, leave this house really, really early in the morning. And he's like, how are things going? And Rufus is like,
It's too early.
I don't want to say anything. It's too early. So as that's going on, Jenny comes in and she's like, do we have to go to school? It's the worst. She's afraid of getting bullied.
Yeah,
which
and
totally understandable.
And she knows that at the beginning of every school year, Blair tries to round up her Blairites.
Her Blairites.
It's
She's
a
trying
great
to.
term.
She's trying to get everyone
Like
to come over to
recruit
the
her new minions.
Recruit to the dark side, pretty much.
And Rufy doesn't understand, and Padge is just like, I'm just glad I'm
glad
a girl.
I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we then go to Constance. We go to school, and Blair and her minions are reviewing each file. And each girl is coming over, all of them in their headbands. Ridiculous. And Blair says that the victim pile is getting bigger and bigger each year, more than the project pile.
Yeah.
So I guess each year she takes a couple files, or she takes a file and they try to better them to be in the clique, or they sabotage this person. Yeah.
And we also find out that Blair has worked it out with the Lord.
She has. Chuck comes over. How's everything doing? She's like, oh, we're better than ever. Not to worry. Of course that would happen.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. And then Serena arrives at school.
Yes.
And in the courtyard is Dan. And she's about to enter and freaks out. She doesn't know how to handle this. Like, she just breaks down, just runs to the hall, has to hide. And she's like, what's wrong with me? Like, get it together, Serena. So they're already awkward, and she's avoiding him.
Yeah, and he hasn't seen her yet.
He hasn't seen her, but she's seen him.
Yeah.
She's making, her way around it so she doesn't embarrass herself or whatever.
Right.
Then Chuck comes over to Blair and her minions, gives the file to them. So that's a red flag right there. You don't even realize that until much later. So he's like, oh, just add this one to the mix.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
And then we go back to Brooklyn, and Nate is ambushing Vanessa.
Because she's ignoring him.
She's been ignoring him. And she's like, we were never really friends. He's like, can we talk about this? I thought we were going to be friends. And she's like, we were never really friends.
Yeah, I mean, as an audience, we know that she had words with Catherine, and if she said anything to Nate or continued with Nate, Catherine would blow up the spot.
Right.
About the captain.
Right, and Nate knows none of this, of course.
Right.
So he's just in a shitty situation. She's in a shitty situation, and they can't even talk about it together.
But it's true, they weren't really ever
They weren't.
friends. They were, in the beginning when they started talking, friendly, but flirtatious friendly.
Right, which isn't that how it always goes?
Yes,
we always have that debate. Were you ever really friends in the beginning? Like Serena and Dan, they were never friends, and then they're trying to go back to being friends. Like, you never were friends. So,
I think if you meet a boy and you're a girl,
or
whatever you do, vice versa, or whatever, gender doesn't really matter. But if you feel a connection with someone, and you can get past the flirtatious stage,
and you just get to the friend zone.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like if you have an attraction to another human, you're going to flirt anyway.
Right.
Kind of it comes as second nature.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get past that part and you're just friends, then you're actually friends.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
it makes sense to me.
I've gone through that in my life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's happened to me, and like like I've done it.
Yeah.
Same.
So right.
It just happens that way.
Mm-hmm.
Back at school, Dan and Jenny are by the lockers. He's wanting to see Serena.
Yeah.
Which is weird. She's like trying to ignore him. He's trying to find her, I guess, to mend things.
Just to take the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, pretty much. And then at that point, Penelope, Isabel, Nellie, Yuki, they pass Jenny and they don't say a word to her. They completely ignore her. And she's like, oh, so I'm getting ignored. I guess that's better than being bullied.
Yeah.
So at first, they don't do anything about it because they're preparing themselves to do the worst, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
So then Padgy leaves. He's going to school, back, to his part of the school. And he bumps into Amanda.
Oh, hey, girl.
Oh, hey, girl, Amanda. And he realizes that she's reading the book of the author that he was interning with over the summer. And they get into talking about that. And as this is going on, Serena and Blair are coming down the hallway. They're talking about how they have to maybe watch out for this girl. They approach Dan and Amanda and they're talking, and he's like showing her something in the book. And you can see Blair is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Serena looks at her. She kind of changes her face to kind of smile, and then she looks back and she's pissed. And Serena, of course, is like, wow.
Yeah.
Of course, this is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So that sucks. After that, Blair reviews her file, and she's like, this is Dan with boobs. They're made for each other, S. Like, we have to do something about this. And S is like, leave it alone. It's fine. I'm fine. But Blair doesn't take that.
Of course
She's like,
not.
put her file like on the top of the pile for the projects.
And we'll recruit her.
We'll recruit her too.
Kind of like keep your enemies closer, you know?
Exactly.
Right.
Which Blair is perfect with that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the gallery, Vanessa is there, and Catherine walks in. Oh
Looking
my God.
Gorgeous.
Amazing.
In that emerald green dress.
She's so stunning. And Vanessa says, what are you doing here? I thought this was like done. I'm keeping your promise. So Catherine says, yeah, and because you're doing that, let me give you something. Gives her an envelope. Vanessa takes the envelope out. It's like a $5,000 check.
And Vanessa just can't believe this. She's like, how dare you?
She looks up and Catherine is gone.
Yeah.
So she can't even say anything to her. She can't even give it back to her.
Right.
So she's just like, what the hell happened?
But it's kind of an insult too.
Very insulting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan and Serena have their first interaction. They bump into each other in the courtyard, sort of. Dan waves far away.
The weird hey.
The weird, like, hey, and comes over. He's like, sorry, I didn't know how to, like, approach this. I just did this weird hi. And Serena's like, yeah, and they're so awkward. And Dan kind of just says, like, can we just go back to normal? Can we just go back to being friends? So Serena says, yeah, why don't we have lunch together? Which is ridiculous.
Friends eat lunch together.
Friends eat lunch. And as she's talking to him about lunch, Amanda comes over and Padge says, oh, I kind of already made plans. Maybe next time. And Serena's like, oh, okay. And Chuck sees this whole conversation.
He's in the back. He's such a
lurking,
snake.
Smiling,
actually,
laughing.
This all makes sense now.
Now it all makes sense.
Yes.
Because the entire episode, you're like, what the hell is Chuck doing? He's such a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's just standing there and listening and laughing and like getting in everyone's business. And so he says to Serena, oh, it looks like Dan has some lunch plans.
Yeah.
What was that about? Oh, she's like
just stirring the pot for no reason.
Then he sees Padge and Amanda talking and decides he's going to take a screenshot and send it to Gossip Girl, just meddling even more. Next scene, all the minions and Blair get the text, and Blair's like, oh, I'm on this.
It's on.
It is on. Let's go. Invites her to, you can sit with us at lunch.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, this was what the entire episode reminded me of Mean Girls.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Like
yeah.
Enlisting her in her group and just all of that. So we then go to Brooklyn again. Lily goes to see Rufus.
We knew. Well, I shouldn't say we. I had a feeling this was not over.
Not over. It can't be over. Those feelings are just too intense and they just take over that she has to go see him. The first minute she not when she landed, but
for the most part. Right. Yeah. I mean, they slept together the night before her wedding.
My God.
And then he comes to the hall or wherever she's getting married, the event space, and says, you can say no, we can be together. And she's like, I can't. And he's like, okay, goodbye.
And then he says, and then he pretty much like pats her on the back and is like, here you go
Good
get
luck.
married. It was like the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And it must be so weird for him to see her come to the apartment and be like, so, it wasn't the apartment, it was at the gallery, right?
She just wanted to say hi.
Hi. And he's like, well, I'm kind of on my way out. And she's like, of course you are. He's like, well, I'm going to go see Repo Man.
Yeah.
And she laughs and he's like, don't tell anyone. And she's like, only if I can come with. So he's like, I remember you not liking that movie. And she's like, that was 20 years ago, Rufus.
Yeah.
He's like, and you stole my soda. She's like, I'll buy you a new one. Really pushy.
Very pushy. And he's done a really good job of moving on. He went on tour over the
Right.
summer. He's dating Claire.
Claire.
So Lily's just here to shake it all up again.
Right. Which is so unfair.
I know.
It is so unfair. And as later on we'll talk about, he says that to her.
Yeah.
We go back to school. Blair and her minions, this is when they invite her to lunch, Amanda. And they tell her, now that we're friends, this is exactly Mean Girls, now that we're friends, we can't date each other's exes.
It's the rule.
It's the rule. She's like, oh, okay, I had no idea. And Serena's like, Blair, this is ridiculous. But Blair just
And Penelope
pushing.
says something along the lines like, of course you didn't know. How would you know?
How would
But
you?
now you know.
But now you know.
We're
So
friends.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, girl.
We told you.
Yeah. Blair just convinces everyone that this is like a good idea. But
Yeah. Of course.
Wow.
Queen Bee.
Queen Bee. At the same time, Vanessa goes to visit Catherine to, I guess, give the check back, talk to her about it, whatever. And the guard is there, or the
butler.
the butler, and is like, Miss Beaton is not available at the moment. She's like, well, can I just leave this check for her? I'm giving it back. Goes to put the check down on the table. Hears some rustling, people making noises. And that little bitch decides she's just going to go walk herself in. I don't know, where did the butler go at this point?
I know, he just
Don't know.
disappeared.
She walks herself to the room where she hears the ruckus, pushes the door open, and sees
The Lord.
the Lord and the Duchess.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
First, when this was happening, I thought this was going to be Nate.
Oh.
And I thought that Vanessa, when she first heard the noises, she was kind of upset because, oh my God,
She thought
it's
it was Nate.
She loves, not loves Nate, but she has a thing for Nate. And then to go and peek, she has some balls.
Balls.
I don't think I would have done that.
No, I would never. I would be like, oh my God, I hear noises of sex. I
And
gotta
like,
run out.
ew.
Yeah, like, ew. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was going through her brain at that point, but I personally would not have done that.
But to see this, I screamed.
And the super zooms.
And oh my God, it reminded me of Twilight.
It reminded me so much of Twilight.
Yeah, but I couldn't get over this. I was like, are you kidding me? Like this really did shock me. I did
Yeah.
not see this coming.
And it shocked Vanessa so much she decided to take some photos.
Yeah.
She got that leverage, girl. She's got it.
Yeah.
So then we go back to school. Chuck informs Dan that Amanda's not going to be joining him for lunch because she'll be with Blair and Serena and the minions. And Dan's like, nah, I don't think Serena, would manipulate her like that. And Chuck's like, well, like, prove me wrong, because she is, and they're going to have lunch, and Serena's going back to her old ways. And at this point, then Dan gets a phone call from Vanessa, and he's like, wait, what kind of emergency? And so we, as the audience know, Dan's going to find out what's happening, which is awesome.
Yes.
At lunch, Serena mentions to Blair, like, this is wrong, what you're doing to Amanda. She's a nice girl. This is not necessary. I'm fine about all of this. And this is kind of when we talked about when they were, you can't date each other's exes pretty much.
Yeah, laying down the ground rules.
And she feels bad, so she apologizes. Meanwhile, Dan meets with Vanessa, and she shows him the pictures, and he suggests that she should go to Blair with this because she's like the one who would know what to do.
Yeah, because she helped him with Georgina,
Mm-hmm.
and she's really good about taking care of situations like this.
She's great at
which
taking
she
care.
really is.
She really is.
She will handle it.
Yeah.
But Vanessa's apprehensive about it.
She is. She doesn't want to do it, but ultimately gets convinced by Dan that she should.
Yeah.
Vanessa goes to see Blair at the Waldorf residence, and Blair is crying because she's so hurt that Marcus is cheating on her, and especially because it's with the Duchess. Like, it's so hurt. It's just the betrayal is just devastating. And Vanessa's like, I need your help.
Yeah, and it's also for Blair too. Another boyfriend cheats on her,
Right?
Even though she cheated on him with Chuck,
Yeah.
it's just like,
No, it's
holy
still like
shit, another one.
This whole facade she had going is now ruined.
Well, yeah, the appearance,
Right, the appearance of it all. And she's like, I'll take care of it, not to worry. She's nasty to Vanessa, but that's just who Blair is.
And she's also hurt.
She's very hurt. And she's like, I'll take care of it. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then we go to dinner.
Do we have when Serena apologizes to Padge?
That is later.
Oh, it is later? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Amanda's like, what are we doing tonight?
Oh, you know what? Blair, Serena goes at the point after lunch. She talks to Blair how she thinks it's wrong, but then goes to find Dan. You're right. And says that she's sorry about all of this. And at that point, Amanda comes over and is like, what are we doing tonight?
Yeah, and Padge also just doesn't get it.
No, he's not getting it.
He's like, you're telling me you weren't a part of this? And
Right.
she's like, I'm not. It's Blair. It's
Right.
the friends, the minions. It's not me. And he's like, no, it looks like it is,
like
though,
it's you.
because you're associated.
Yeah, he's blaming and not really listening to what Serena is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. After that, then they decide to go out. They go to dinner at a really trendy spot that all the kids go to, which is like, what? And she's like, all the kids come here.
You have to take charge.
Yeah. And Dan's like, oh, this should be awkward because, especially in his head, he's like, oh shit, all these people know that I dated Serena. This is so awkward.
And it's not a scene to begin with.
Exactly. Penelope and Isabel are also at the restaurant, and they send another tip to Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Which then spun everything into a tizzy.
Right.
The next day, Padge wakes up to a pillow getting thrown in his face. Jenny is like, how dare you not take Serena's feelings into consideration? You're going out, you're going to her spot, like you're making it like so well known that you're moving on, and that's really hurtful, and that you should apologize to Serena. Dan's like, well, I didn't even think anything of it. Like, I wasn't thinking. So he later on then goes to try to apologize to Serena.
At first, when this was happening and the girl bumped into him, when Amanda bumps into him, Padge literally has no friends.
He has none.
I was like, so he was just going with the motions of making a new friend.
Right.
And I don't even think it was malicious to get back at Serena.
And I don't even think at first he realized like this was like a romantic type of situation.
Agreed.
He was like, oh, wow, someone who has something in common with me.
Yeah.
And then it kind of turned into that. Plus, Amanda, as we see, is very pushy.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, yeah, sure, I guess I'll go along with all of this, not realizing how much it's going to affect Serena.
Right.
And of course, Chuck being behind all this is making it very apparent and very like in your face about the fact that we should be like offending Serena.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the next morning, Padge, as you just talked about, wakes up and then Serena
gets woken up by a creepy flower.
Ew,
from
he's
Chuck.
so gross.
Yeah.
But she had no idea this was happening because she had a girls' night.
She had a girls' night with Blair, and they watched a movie.
Yeah.
She wakes up to Chuck being creepy, and he's like, oh, well, guess what I have for you? Shows her the phone, and on there is the Gossip Girl blast that Dan and Amanda went on a date. Yeah. Which is so hurtful. Right. So she's already pissed. And after Dan has to talk with Jenny, like, you should apologize, he does go to approach her and S is really freaking mad because I get it. She's like, you don't understand how hurtful and how embarrassing that
and
was
humiliated
for me.
me.
Yeah, you humiliated me in front of everyone. And he just was like, oh, I just totally didn't even realize that. A typical guy, right?
Yeah, but then she pitches, you know what? Let's go on a triple date.
Triple date.
A group hang.
A group hang, as I put it. We like to use the term group hang on this podcast.
And even Padge,
he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, yeah, because this won't be weird or awkward.
This is weird and awkward. Very. And she's like, yeah, it will be fine. We'll get to know each other. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because her thought process is, listen, you're going to date other people. I'm going to date other people. We might as well be open and honest about it so people can't talk about it.
Right. Which I get the logic in it, but also like too soon, maybe?
Right.
Just way too soon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vanessa is asking Jenny. She shows up at school. Jenny's like, Vanessa, what are you doing here? And she's like, I'm actually looking for Blair. And can you find out where she is? And Jenny's like, oh, I guess. Goes up to the minions, and they're nasty, of course. But Isabel, the dumbass that she is, tells her where Blair is. She's out to brunch. She took the morning off, so gives Vanessa the information. Vanessa shows up at brunch. Before she can even get in there, she sees that Blair is having brunch with Marcus. And she takes that as, oh my God, she's not doing anything about
Yeah.
it. And she's
Yeah.
just going back to her socialite ways and decides to leave before she can see anything that has happened. And in that moment,
I know.
Blair says to Marcus, like, oh, it would be so nice to go out on vacation, but how are you going to juggle 2 women? And he's like, what are you talking about? Oh, I know that you're sleeping with the Duchess. And he tries to play it off like, we haven't done it since I met you, even though she knows that's false.
Yeah.
She invites Catherine to this lunch. Catherine walks in. She's like, what's this about? Blair sends her, literally next to her, sends her the photo of Marcus and her. And she sits down. She's like, what do you want? And Blair's like, well, you don't see the scene, but
She makes
you
the
know
deal.
she's making the
She's
deal.
making a deal.
She's making the deal. But while the deal is happening, stupid Vanessa decides to go and visit the Duke and pretty much tells him what's going on.
Do
and
you
this
blame
ruins
Vanessa
the whole thing.
for this?
Yes and no. It's hard to... I get where she's coming from. But she did say, I trust you, Blair. You know, like, she just didn't.
She assumed.
She assumed, and also it's like second nature to her to fix things, I think. She's just that type of person who, like,
Vanessa.
Vanessa wants to help, wants to do stuff for you, and wants to, you know, change whatever she can for your situation. I think that's innate in her. Also, like, that's a personality trait that she has. She's got that spunk.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so I don't blame her, but also it sucks for the situation. So before we get to the reveal of what happens with the plan, we have the group hang, which is so ridiculous. Dan and Amanda are talking, they're vibing. Serena is so bored because they're talking about literature and whatever they're talking about, and they're asking her if she knows what they're talking about. She has no idea, and it's so awkward. And she's gonna go get a drink, and then Isabel and Penelope approach her. And they tell her, hey, we have the captain of the Daltons lacrosse team here.
He looks like JTT.
He does.
And
he very
Shelbyville
much
version of JTT.
Yeah. And she uses him to come sit over at the table, pretends like they're dating, and he's so boring. All he does is talk about lacrosse.
He's so lame.
He's such a dick. And Dan's like, wow, that story is almost as funny as the first one he told. It sounded exactly the same. Dan and Amanda wants to go to the bathroom, so she gets up, and Dan gets up, and then the lacrosse player is like stuck at the table. He's like, oh, she's super hot, right? And so Dan goes up to Serena. He's like, what the hell? I thought, you know, we were trying to, like, respect each other. And she's like, well, you know, what was I supposed to do? She plays it off. It was like so.
I know, but
stupid.
She also goes, "I didn't plan this.
I didn't plan." She keeps saying that. I didn't plan
but
this.
You know
I
what?
didn't plan
it's
this.
like you're right, Serena. You haven't planned anything so far.
But also, you're not being like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Right. You're just letting it.
You're letting it happen.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. And so she lets this whole plan keep going into motion, and it's pissing Dan off.
And then she does say that she's hurt.
She's hurt. She's like, how do you expect me to feel?
Yeah.
I love you, and I have to see you every day, and now you're dating someone else right in front of me, and it's like, it's really hurtful. But also, like, girl, you put yourself in that situation. You told them to go group hang.
Exactly. You set this up.
You set up the whole thing. Like, that part you did have
this is
participation
actually
in.
As little as I've known her, this to me is so typical Serena.
Yeah.
To set up an awkward three-way and kind of make it work.
She sometimes doesn't think of the full picture before doing anything.
And also can't understand how she's actually going to react when the whole audience were all like, we know how you're going to react.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yep. Yeah. And then she says nasty things like, oh, he's fun and non-neurotic. Dan's like, whoa.
Yeah, like you.
Like you.
Like you aren't, yeah.
So, but that in hindsight, we know that she's hurting. And so that's why she said all those things. And then Chuck says to Dan, oh, you're about to see the real Serena.
He's also dressed like Willy Wonka.
He's dressed in a purple
/
suit.
Easter Bunny.
Yeah. He looks like a grape.
I mean, it's the fall. It's very springy what he's wearing.
Right? You're absolutely right. It doesn't work.
No.
It could have been something different.
Yeah.
But whatever. So Chuck, in his scheming plots, says to Dan, like, you're about to see the real Serena. Just wait. Like, she's about to unleash. And Dan just, like, brushes it off, like, oh, okay. Sure, Chuck. Sure. At the Waldorfs, Blair has Nate over and explains that Catherine and Marcus are together, and she tells him about the affair and that Catherine's agreeing to pay off his father's restitution in exchange for her silence.
Which is,
oh my god!
And I love how she delivers it. It's so blunt. And she's
She's-
like, listen, bad news, good news.
Yeah, and he's like about to say, every time he's about to say something, she's like, and she like has to pause because he's like, wait, what? I can't believe all this is happening. This is amazing. And then she gets a phone call from Catherine who says the deal is off because Vanessa went to the Duke and told him everything. And she's like, Vanessa did what?
Yeah, so only bad news.
Only bad news.
You thought
Sorry.
your life was going to get better.
Right, your life is just going to stay as shitty as it's been these past few months. The deal is off. Back at the restaurant, this scene was ridiculous where Chuck and the minions are deciding they're going to go back to their roots and give Amanda a Nairtini.
So, okay.
This is so ridiculous.
First, I couldn't understand what they were saying. And then you're like, they're going to make a Nairtini.
I know. It was hard to hear, but I just obviously knew what was going to happen.
And then I'm like, okay, so they're going to mix this drink and she's going to
drink it. I know. That's what you would assume, that she would drink it. And you're like, that's disgusting. It's like you're going to poison her and she's going to vomit and whatever.
Yeah.
But no. Penelope mixed the Nair in a martini glass and just throws it on her head. And then her hair comes out in clumps. Instantly. Which definitely wouldn't happen that quickly. But for the effect, I get it.
Yeah.
And she's pulling out her hair and it's coming out in clumps and everyone's laughing and looking at her. And she's freaking out and she runs out of the bar. And Sarita's watching it. She's not even going up to her. You can tell already. She's like watching it from afar and like, oh shit, this probably shouldn't happen, but I'm not doing anything about it.
Yep.
Goes up to Dan and says, oh my God, is she okay? And Dan's like, are you kidding me? Like, you orchestrated this. And she's like, well, I didn't plan it. He's like, but you're still a part of it. You are still a part of it. What are you not understanding? She's like, but I still didn't plan it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get you're blaming me, but I still didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's just not right.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. And so poor Amanda runs out of the bar, and really that's the last Padge ever hears of her. But we'll go into that. Back at Brooklyn, Lily is going to visit Rufus again at the loft.
With a bottle of wine. Pretty in Pink.
And he's like, before he even like closes the door, he's like, what are you doing here? And she's pretty much explains to him, I need a friend. I'm very lonely. I sit in crowded restaurants and I need a friend. She feels empty. It's sad.
It's really sad, but he says, you chose this life.
You chose this life. You wanted to be a bass.
We could have been together, but you chose this other life and that's it. And I have to let you go. I can't just be friends with you.
Right. And so unfair. He's like, I have been training myself to get over this and I've been doing so well, and you coming up here, I know already how I'm going to be acting around you, and I can't have that happen anymore. And then at this point, Claire comes in and she kisses him and she's like, are you ready to go? And Lily, he introduces her to Lily.
Yeah.
Which doesn't give her a title or anything. It's just like, oh, this is Lily.
But it's
she's
also
probably like, wait, what the hell?
Awkward, right? Because this woman's standing in the doorway with a bottle of wine and a DVD.
Yeah. Ready to like have a chill night together.
Yeah, okay.
But they're about to leave, and then Lily leaves this bottle with him. I remembered it was your favorite.
Yeah.
And leaves.
Yeah.
The next scene, Blair is furious. She goes to confront Vanessa and tells her, like, you screwed this whole thing up. And before Vanessa can even really explain, like, why she did it, Blair says now Nate is pretty much back to square one, and he's not going to get his new life that we both promised him, and pretty much just leaves, drops the mic, leaves.
Like,
and
way
Vanessa's
to go.
like, so you can tell she's very upset, obviously.
Of course. Well, we didn't mention how after the girls threw Penelope throw the Nairtini.
Yes.
And Padge and Serena have words. Serena goes over to them and she has a talk with them.
Yes.
And she says, from now on, everything goes through me.
I called the shots.
This was a switch.
Completely flipped the switch.
And you can see it in her eyes. And I was like, wait, what is happening right
It's
now?
like she had like the Phoenix effect and just like the
yeah.
switch just happened.
Yeah.
And Michelle's like, wait,
What?
what? And I'm like, it's like the Twilight Zone.
It really is.
It's like Serena's in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
We have the next morning after all this is occurring. Vanessa goes to apologize to Nate. And he's not even hurt the fact that this all happened. He's just hurt that Vanessa initially lied to him about it all. He's like, I asked you straight out if something was going on and you lied to my face. And she's like, oh, but can we just go back to being friends? And he's like, remember, we never were friends.
I gotta say, I feel for Vanessa in this situation.
Yeah.
Because what was she supposed to do?
Right.
Dealing with her dad,
She
his
was trying
dad's
to
life.
protect the captain. Exactly.
So I get it, Nate. You didn't want to be lied to, and you dealt with really shitty people in the past year.
Right.
But Vanessa was actually
Glad
one
that
of the good ones.
he's getting balls though to like
no,
confront
he
the
is.
people in his life. You know,
he is. Yeah,
he's definitely the most grown. I think
I think
out of
so.
everyone, at least so far.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he blows her off. He goes to school.
yeah.
At school, we have the scene. Jenny's at her locker, and Penelope and Isabel come over, and they like take her bag and throw it on the ground. Everything falls out. And they make fun of it and saying, "Where'd you get this in the trash?" And you can't go be hiding at Eleanor's, space. So that's where she's been because she's doesn't want to. When she's at school, she hides, and when she leaves school, she hides. So she's been hiding out at Eleanor's.
And they said this is only the beginning.
This is only the beginning, and she picks up her shit and she leaves.
Now when she goes, because it's very quick, but she goes to Eleanor's space and she asks Laurel for work because Fashion Week is coming. Is there anything she can do? And Laurel
isn't school? Don't you have school? And she's like, oh, it's what did she say?
Suffrage.
Women's Suffrage Day.
Yeah. And like, why are you dressed like that? But she does give her work to do. But why did they make a note to like the camera angle paused on her putting her bag on the floor?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I noticed that too.
Was I not supposed? Does that mean nothing?
I don't think it means
Okay.
anything. Yeah, that's really
But
it.
did you catch that?
Yeah.
Like they held the scene where they held the camera on her putting the bag on the floor. I was like, should I keep an eye on this bag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, too soon to tell.
Yeah.
Back at school, Dan keeps trying to call Amanda to apologize. She's not picking up. We know why is because she is having a lunch date or breakfast date, whatever, with Chuck. And they're going over how this wasn't the plan of her getting her hair falling out. And all I had to do was flirt with the guy that Serena, her ex, and all of this. She's like, what is the point? Why do you care so much? This is so silly. And he's like, I have my reasons.
Well, he needs to dethrone the queen.
He needs to dethrone the queen. Why do you think he needs to dethrone the queen?
So she's pathetic and needs Chuck again to get her spot back.
Yeah.
But
It's ridiculous.
this was
in the process.
another moment where I was like, wait, what? Didn't see this coming.
Right.
So he hired this girl to go to the school, or she already went to the school? No, because she's a new student.
She was a new student. And now he's saying, oh, guess what? You're going to boarding school. I don't know where he got this girl from.
And how did he get her into Constance?
Right? It just...
How?
I mean, maybe we just see her like in the school,
The
like
courtyard area?
the courtyard, and nobody knows her from
Maybe.
class, like
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
thing. I know it's very strange and very unbelievable.
It's like, what the fuck?
But he hired this girl to dethrone Blair and make Serena reach to the top again, which she's very capable of.
It's also crazy that Chuck knew that this would work.
Right?
He
Because
knows Serena and Blair so well.
Right. They grew up together, and he knows how they'll act, and he knows their friendship. He knows what makes them tick, and he's good at it. He's just as good as Blair, if not better.
Yeah.
And uses that to his advantage. We go at the courtyard. Serena comes over, and all the girls are like, what are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. It's like,
And they're all wearing headscarves.
when Katie becomes the queen for the day, and they're like,
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
we doing? What's the hot
Yeah.
gossip? What's the situation? Yeah, they're all wearing headbands.
Scarves, though.
The scarf headbands. Yeah. Blair's wearing a regular headband, and Serena comes over and she takes her headscarf off, wraps it around her, and is like, dear, you cute thing.
I know, because Blair starts talking, and they really just glaze over her. They ignore
they don't
her.
even make her,
And Serena walks in, and they're like, where are we going tonight, Serena?
Yeah, and Blair
Blair's
notices all of
face.
this, she's like, what the hell? Am I in the Twilight Zone? What just happened? She was missing for the night because she was upset over the whole Marcus thing and all that was happening. And so because of that, Serena rose to the top. And now the minions want nothing to do with Blair. They just want to follow Serena. And then we go to the courtyard. Dan is walking in. Everyone's talking, whispering, avoiding him, making it very obvious they don't want to be anywhere near him. And Serena and the minions come in.
Slow-mo.
This is an epic Serena scene. There's a lot of gifts.
Are there?
Of this. Yeah.
That makes sense.
She comes in and she's got this death stare. She's like, first of all, I'm the queen. Everything I say goes. Looks at Dan and just shakes her head like, you're not getting here.
And
you're not living in this school.
The bitch face.
Her bitch face.
And Padge is just
like,
trying to make conversation with anyone. No one will talk to him.
No one will talk to him.
He is alone.
Everyone leaves.
Yeah.
Everyone he's standing in the middle of the courtyard by himself.
Yeah.
Serena and the minions come over and she just gives him the death stare. And then we close the episode because this is where we're setting up for next week.
Queen.
I think this is kind of good. It's a great episode to end on the new year because we'll take a break and we'll come back in the new year and it's different.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's fun. Good. So let's take a break, recoup, and we'll come back with the segments. Hey y'all. Bliss in your ears. Just kidding. Wanting to take this time to thank you for listening to 3 Gossip Girls and of course the other shows that we have on the network. It truly means the world to us. If you would have told me almost 4 years ago that I would have a network with my 2 best friends, 3+ podcast, and watching teen dramas weekly, I definitely wouldn't have believed you. We have created something really special and we hope that it shows. So, if you are liking what you're hearing, definitely leave us a review. If you're interested in hearing more of our awesome voices, as well as fun bonus content, behind the scenes goodies, etc., and most important to us, the relationships and community that we form with you all, definitely check out our Patreon page at ittakes3network.com. Thanks for listening to my rambles. Now on with the show. Welcome back from break.
Yay.
As always, we're going to start this with trivia.
Here we go.
The trivia, not so great. Episode title is based off the movie The X-Files, but with an X, obviously. This is X as in your ex-boyfriend or ex-significant other. The character, as we said, Amanda Lash-er, is named after the producer of Gossip Girl for this episode.
Very cool.
And this episode had an 8.1 rating out of 10 from TV.com, a 4.6 out of 5 on TV Fanatic, and an 8.0 out of 10 on IMDb. I thought that was really high.
That is really high.
For an episode that we laughed at a lot.
I mean, it was, like I said, there were some shocking moments.
Definitely.
So very entertaining.
The Marcus and Catherine shock, and then finding out that
Amanda and Chuck.
Chuck hired Amanda to make Serena rise to the top. I mean, those things are just, you don't see them coming.
No.
You definitely don't.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Some music we have in this episode. We have Morning Tide by The Little Ones, Electric Feel by MGMT, Buildings and Mountains by The Republic Tigers, Good Day by Nappy Roots, Please Remain Calm by The Cloud Cult, The Observer by Chris Chavez, Shove It by Santa Gold, Down My Thang by King Juju. That is my trivia and music for the episode. We'll go into some questions and comments. We had a wonderful email from our good friend Lisa. She sent us an email in regards to this episode. She says, almost caught up. She says, okay. Seriously? What the hell? Damn it, Vanessa. Way to mess up everything. I can see why people hate her. She is kind of annoying. Why didn't she just send the picture to Gossip Girl and let it get out that way? Doesn't make sense that Dan would send her to Blair of all people. Also, I was expecting that Marcus was sleeping with the Duchess when we first found out who she was, but then they never hinted at it, so I figured I was wrong.
Wow.
But no, totally a thing and disgusting. I don't like Marcus. I'm glad he is gone. He was so boring. Please tell me he's on the island. I don't understand this weird thing they did with Padge and Serena. Why was it so awkward for them to be in the same room as each other? They really overplayed that the past 2 episodes. We have all been through breakups. Personally, I have never had such a dramatic response to an ex before. I get Serena being upset that they just broke up, but at the same time, Padge was going to eat lunch with a new girl. Not exactly a huge deal. I think it was Blair's fault they even went on a date. If she hadn't meddled, they probably wouldn't have gone out that quickly. That's probably true. Regardless, their 3-way date was stupid and Padge should have just said no and walked away. She can't force you to do anything. And also, I don't think Nair works that quickly.
Yeah.
I am glad the couples are split, but now I don't know what matchup I want. Blair and Chuck will get together, but it's so obvious that I don't want it to happen right away. Serena is just going to be Queen Bee and piss off Blair? Is that going to be our new drama? I don't see Serena making the flip back to bitch so easily, but I guess we will see. Oh, and Lily, regrets are a bitch. You had Rufy and you let him go, and now you're stuck with Bart and Rufy moved on. It makes me sad, but I can't blame the guy. I still think Padge is Gossip Girl, mainly because I have no other people that stand out to me. So I'm sticking with him until I get a new contender. Happy holidays, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa, you make great points and you're with us on all of those points because we pretty much said the ridiculousness of all of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you for sending that email. If you ever want to send us an email, guys, we're 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com. We love getting emails. They're so much fun to read on air. So definitely send them our way. We have on Instagram, Teresa0890, Instagram user. She says, "Oh my God, this episode. Hope I'm not late. You're not, girl. But 2 words, Queen Serena. I have to say, I like Queen Serena. Dan is in this episode is like, oh my God, Dan, let it go. And him getting mad at Serena for what the minions did is so annoying. Chuck is just being Chuck, and I love it. Him wanting Serena to be queen just to get back at Blair kind of sucks. The Vanderwoodson house is amazing. I love Eric and Chuck brothership romance thing. That was a mouthful to say.
Yes.
She says also, I can't stand Catherine. Why can't she leave Nate and Vanessa alone so they can be together? Quick thing. Jenny said that Dan was in the girls' hallway, so maybe Constance and St. Jude's are just 2 separate buildings, and the courtyard is where they meet in both.
That makes sense. Yeah.
She said, Marcus and Catherine, ew, disgusting. I kind of feel bad for Blair, but her with Vanessa, she looks so pretty. Thanks, Teresa. Last but not least, we have Muse Chick, a.k.a. Vic, on Instagram. She said, what did I just see? I was about to ask what the Lord does all day while Blair is at school, and now I know who he does.
Ooh.
Woo Lily is back, but all sad. So this whole new girl getting Padge's attention was all a plan for Chuck to bring down Blair. Serena is queen because she's mad at Padge, and now Nate doesn't want anything to do with Vanessa. This is definitely a soap opera. She asks, do you think if Blair would have picked up Vanessa's call and told her not to worry that Vanessa wouldn't have gone to the Duke?
Yes.
I think absolutely.
Absolutely. This is the whole problem of miscommunication.
Right?
And, no, not miscommunication. No communication.
No communication at all. She also asked, do you think now that Serena is acting like a total bitch, this will affect her friendship with Blair?
Yes, of course.
Says, and I hate those minions.
Yeah, me too.
So
this
is hard. This is a hard situation for 2 best friends to get into.
They
have a history of all this.
Yeah, I think Serena, obviously, because you've seen it, but from what I'm assessing, is Serena is now numb and hurt. And so when you're numb and hurt, let's just be a bitch.
Just be a cold-hearted bitch.
And let's just go back to, was she Queen Bee before Blair? Because Serena being...
They always say Serena was the it girl.
Yeah, but the it girl could be different than Queen Bee.
Yeah, I think they were just 2 different types of girls.
Right.
Blair was the controlling, and then Serena was the one they all followed. But I feel like it was probably they all followed her, with Blair being the sidekick, but Blair also controlling the whole situation.
Yeah.
That's how I would take it.
Because Serena had really just a total personality change. And like I said, I think it's because now she has a wall up.
Right.
She's like, fuck my feelings, fuck my heart. This is who I am now.
Yes.
And the fact that that their Frankenstein, like Chuck is created this.
Yeah, he's Charlie. And then they're angels.
But not only that, like he created this monster.
He really did.
So
and he's proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he orchestrated this,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
It almost
and all
reminds
to
me
get Blair. Like this is his end goal, right? Is to just dethrone, to get Blair's attention and to her to need him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
sick.
It's pathetic. It's very pathetic.
Yeah.
This, for those Vampire Diaries fans out there, I feel like we're talking about Vampire Diaries twice
I
this
know.
week. It reminds me of, in the Vampire Diaries, there is this part of a vampire where they can like turn their switch off of emotion. And when she sees Dan at the bar and he like doesn't believe her that it wasn't her and she has that switch, that's what it reminds me of. Like you can literally just like believe that you're not having any emotions and then like it just happens and they're numb and they feel nothing and they have no remorse. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of. How Serena just turns everything off, just goes.
Well, I have to say I am excited for this to come if this lasts, because Serena's been kind of the lighthearted,
definitely, it's
airy,
totally different Serena.
So if she's gonna be a little darker, I'm into it.
Let's go into fashion. We'll start with our headbands. Oh my god!
It was like headband. We had 40.
It was everywhere, and it was like impossible to even keep track. And both of us got 40 somehow.
It's like the alert went out, back to school, bring your headband.
Bring your headband. It was
BYOH.
Everyone in the BYOH. Everyone in the background, even just people who were kind of like blurred.
Yeah.
Everyone had headbands, all the girls.
Crazy.
And then they had the head scarves, and then they had those gym headbands, like the
gym
sweatbands.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. So 40 headbands, crazy.
Yeah.
What other fashion did you enjoy?
I liked Blair's first day of school outfit.
Oh,
I loved
that
her
lace
headband
with the poncho and the headband with the flower, the black flower.
Yeah.
I had that. I loved.
I see that the boys have uniforms.
Yes.
Do the girls?
It's strange because Serena's always wearing that tie, but
she's wearing a skirt.
And then Jenny always has like that same sort of like skirt situation.
Very matronly outfit.
And then Blair pretty much just wears whatever she wants. She does generally have like some sort of like
a theme,
skirt.
right?
Yeah, like
yeah.
She wears very sophisticated, like, preppy outfits, but they're not necessarily like a uniform.
Yeah, or there's a little bit of the plaid in there.
Right.
But it's just done different ways.
Right.
I mean, Serena is literally wearing the shortest skirt with a t-shirt and a loose tie.
Loose tie. That's like her signature thing, is that loose tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that outfit as well.
Yes.
I loved Rufus's denim shirt.
I liked that too.
I also liked Vanessa's hair a couple of times. I really enjoyed, she had that braid to the back, and then the other scene she had like that, it was like bunched up to the side. Mm-hmm. I really, really liked her hair in this episode.
I did like Catherine's green dress.
Love that dress.
She's gorgeous. I love her hair too.
Her hair is amazing, just like everyone else's hair on this show.
Yeah.
But I love that whole look.
And
so awesome.
I do feel we need to give a nod again to Chuck's Willy Wonka suit.
Willy Wonka suit. He was the purple
grape. Something.
It was definitely something.
It's something.
I enjoyed the scenes where Vanessa and Blair are talking about how Vanessa ruined everything, and her at brunch with the yellow headband and her hair.
Loved that.
Blair, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Her hair was super voluminous, and then she had that like brown, big overshirt. I loved that whole outfit.
Yes.
Amazing. And her hair color just looks so good.
So rich.
It's so beautiful. I liked actually Serena's outfit at the group hang with like the cutouts.
Dress?
It was very sexy.
She looked great.
She looked really good. And then her sipping on that martini, she was like,
oh my God, feeling herself?
Yeah, she was feeling her oats there.
Yeah.
I was feeling her oats too. She was she was looking real good.
I actually really liked Amanda's hair.
Yeah,
the bangs
the blunt
with the
bang.
long blunt cut.
Yeah, you don't see that really, and at least anymore. But at this time, it didn't seem like anyone had that haircut.
Yeah. And
So
it's
it was
also
very
a hard
trendy.
look to pull off.
Definitely.
And I do like it when I see it done well.
Yeah,
She
I
has
like
good
that
hair.
they did that with the actress because it made her definitely stand out from the rest of them.
Who called her Hannah Montana? Jenny?
Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That was funny. Yeah. Do you have any other fashion? I think that's all I have.
I think that's it, actually.
Want to go into some quotes?
Sure. Oh, friends eat lunch together.
I have from Lily in the first scene. Well, it's your first day of school, and I was trying to be motherly. She's
Bless
so
your
cute.
heart, Lily.
Right? The little mini Blairites. Jenny.
When Amanda says, "What are we doing tonight?" And at the time, we didn't know who Amanda was, but I was like, take charge, girl.
Yeah.
Get it.
I have this girl is Dan with boobs. It's better to be ignored than tortured.
Yeah, I had that one too.
I just liked Women's Suffrage Day.
Yeah, it's funny.
I have Serena in the first scene where Chuck says, I'm happy to have you home. And she goes, say mom and I'll kill you in your sleep. And he's like, I was just going to call her Mrs. Bass or something.
I said it in the beginning of the episode, but it's your year to rule. Why fight it?
And then I have Dan Google revenge and get BlairWaldorf.com.
Yeah, that was
so good. Loved it. MVP and shittiest.
I do have mine, yes.
I have mine. They're interesting.
Okay.
I think, at least.
All right, we're going to do MVP first.
Oh my God.
What?
On my MVP, I literally wrote MVP.
You wrote MVP for MVP?
Who did I pick?
Well, clearly.
Oh, I know who I picked.
Okay. Wow.
Tonight is a night.
MVP is MVP.
MVP is MVP.
Okay.
So, MVP.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Rufus.
Yes. Hey. Yes.
Unanimous again this week.
What was the moment that made
when
you
he
choose
was
him?
like, Lily, he clapped back.
Yes.
Bitch, right? Like,
yes.
You made your bed, now lie in it.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a Bart Bass, and this is what you chose. And I'm trying to move on, and I just need to. Please.
It's too late. We can't just be friends.
No, we cannot.
Sorry you're lonely, but I'm moving on.
Right.
I have
exactly.
Claire.
He doesn't even feel, I'm sure he does feel bad that she's lonely, but also he's like, no, I need to just take that piece of it out and say,
he's got to do this
on.
for himself.
Do it for myself.
And he
exactly.
deserves it.
He totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even in the beginning, him trying to give Dan some advice about how he should take things slow with Serena, and he's like, he's just overall a good guy.
It's amazing though how Pageant Serena are done, Lily and Rufy are done. Like father, like son, like
well, this
mother,
was
like
the
daughter.
X-Files.
It was very fitting.
So many X's.
Yeah.
Shittiest.
Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Penelope. Yeah, every time I'm like, I don't care. Like, I get you're a minion, and I get this is your role right now, but you suck. She's like the worst minion.
She is. She's the nastiest.
Yeah. And there's Isabel and then Nelly Yuki, right?
Isabel, Nelly Yuki.
Nelly Yuki is fine.
She doesn't really belong here. She kind of just got accepted under Blair's wing and doesn't really know how she got here.
Yeah.
She's like, am I
She's
mean?
Constantly
I don't think
looking
so.
confused.
Right? I just don't think she knows that she's supposed to be mean. She's not. She just doesn't say anything.
And then Isabel's just dumb.
She's dumb.
Poor
She's mean
girl.
too.
Kind of.
But Penelope is by far the worst. She's the most educated, nasty minion.
Because it's like we have the queen, who whether it's B or S, and then right underneath she's the manager minion.
Yeah.
If
she's like, I'm the manager of, the company. I kind of, control the other minions.
You're right.
But Blair controls me. Well, now it's Serena. Serena controls me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we should do Patron of the Week.
Sure.
I think it's time.
It's Patron of the Week.
Patron of the Week.
Patron of the Week. Who will it be? It's Patron of the Week.
Every time. So good.
Do you guys dance to it? Please let us know.
Please let us know. Maybe film a video if you're up to it of you just jamming out in your car like Patron. Cause
we should film us because we dance every time we play it.
We should have like Aunt just kind of stand there and be like,
Yeah.
all right, it's time for Patron
This
of the Week.
week's dance.
Yeah.
New
so,
move every week.
patron of the week this week is Kristen. Kristen! She's our patron of the week, and I nicknamed her, well, I kind of just gave her the slogan of like, she's killing it, Kristen.
Yeah, girl, killing it. I love that.
Yeah, she's been with us for over a year, and we've never thanked her on a podcast, and she's never been patron of the week, so why not give her the honor of being patron of the week? And she's been killing it on Patreon, liking our posts, and I also, as I said before, stalked her Instagram. She's killing it over there too. So we want to thank you, and we like to thank all of our patrons this week. I'd like to name off every one of our patrons.
Here it is.
We have Caitlin, Emily, Nicole, Rihanna, Jessica, Teresa, Tish, Kendall, Kara, Victoria, Ashley, Steve, Kristen, Ryan, Shanna, Allie, Sophie, Daphne, Amanda, Logan, Chloe, Jillian, Sean, Tanya, and Ash.
Beautiful humans.
You guys are the best. We love you and we appreciate you so very much. I will give you the title.
Okay.
For next week.
Okay.
This is going to be fun what you do with this.
Okay.
The title for next week is The Serena Also Rises.
Oh, how fitting.
The Serena Also Rises.
The Serena Also Rises.
It is a spoof of The Sun Also Rises.
Yes. Okay. So I'm very much looking forward to her taking over. I think Blair won't approach it right away. I think she's just kind of
like, wait, is this new or is this going to continue?
Is my friend just in a weird place right now? And kind of sitting back. And then I think it's going to take Blair a little bit to boil until Blair
snaps.
Yes. And how that works out, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I think Chuck is very happy with himself, even though he said it wasn't part. Well, Amanda wasn't very happy with the plan with her, the Nair.
No.
I don't blame her for that. But I think Chuck is very happy with himself. And because Chuck and Serena live together, brother and sister,
right,
he will just be feeding things in her head and in her ear, feeding things in her head, feeding things into her ear, and trying to plant more seeds to try to add fuel to this fire. Because there's no way that Serena and Blair can rule together.
No. You can't have double.
You can't have two queens.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So that's I think this is going to be the buildup of Blair exploding.
Oh, yeah.
And so now Catherine is gone and Marcus is gone. Can you confirm that?
I can confirm they're both on the island.
Awesome.
And I can confirm that Amanda's on the island.
Okay.
If you wanted the bonus.
I figured. So where that leads and leaves Vanessa and Nate, I'm one of those people, I still am not annoyed by her.
I'm not annoyed by her either yet.
So
I think she's doing things logically, I guess. And she is being a good friend. It sucks for the situation.
Yeah.
That she had to have messed up that portion.
Right.
But, her trying to be a good friend to Nate and keeping Catherine's secret because she didn't want Nate's father to get reprimanded was what she had no other choice.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting now too because everybody's single.
Yeah.
And
everyone's single.
Padge doesn't even have a distraction anymore. Like he's so sad and alone. So
who do you think out of all of the core is going to get into a relationship next?
You mean first?
Or first, yeah.
I don't know because I feel like Nate is so far removed from all of this right now. We've only seen him dealing with the Vanessa situation.
He's been laying low the past couple episodes with that.
Yeah. And Padge and Vanessa are, unless they get extremely close and start dating, but they're best friends. But she was in love with him.
At a time, yes.
So maybe. But that would be weird. And then, I don't know.
Does he love her, though?
I don't think so. Yeah. And then Chuck and Blair, I know it's coming. I just didn't think it was coming so soon unless Blair is so eager to get the throne back that I guess that's what is going to happen. She will go to Chuck and Chuck will help her.
Right.
Ultimately.
But also me thinking about it, it like pisses me off so much that he had to manipulate her that much to be in a relationship
and
with
to
him.
put two friends against each other.
To peg two best friends against each other.
He's like really fucked up.
He's fucked up.
I mean, just really
Mm-hmm.
messed up.
Right. So.
But yeah, as I think next week will just be the building of Blair exploding.
Yeah. And Serena also rises.
Well, yeah, no, because as Serena's rising,
Definitely. No,
Blair
I get
is also rising, but blood temperature.
Definitely.
Yeah, her blood pressure.
With the title, all that you've watched in this episode and the past 4 weeks, and obviously even season 1, who tonight are you predicting is Gossip Girl? Because she was there. She was definitely there.
But the thing is,
She gave them blessed.
Yeah, but she was tipped off.
Right. She didn't
So
have to do the heavy
she
loading.
really didn't do anything.
She didn't do the heavy lifting. She just released the information.
So I'm going to go with her helpers. It could be Chuck. It could be Penelope. Wait, did Chuck tip off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Penelope and
Just go
Isabel
with-
did.
because
Chuck
I'm, like,
did.
Pissed at Penelope. It's Penelope.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
You know what I mean? But
definitely on
Don't
the
you
top.
think, though? Because every time we saw a blast go out, it was because someone sent her something.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's hard to really pick if Gossip Girl was actually present.
Present. Right.
She was just tipped off.
Right. She has a lot of people working for her, what she didn't even have to ask for. It just happens because people want to see all of the drama on
Right.
blast.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really have to do anything. She
Yeah.
just has to deliver the information,
Right.
which is crazy. Like the person's so powerful that all they do is just reveal all of the information that everyone's keeping secret.
Yeah.
Little by little.
I mean, maybe
So.
it's Bart. And he runs the whole company of
Ooh.
like,
Oh, that would be
this
such a good
networking
twist.
website, this network,
Mm.
Gossip Network.
Gossip Girl Network.
And he owns it, and he's essentially the head of Gossip Girl.
Love that. I would like to see that pan out.
Yeah, me too. Are you kidding? Imagine if I guessed that and that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Go me.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that is all for this week's episode. I can't believe it. We are going into 2020, starting off 2020 with Serena Also Rises,
Yeah.
episode 5. And we're going to take a little break, come back with a new episode, and we will see you then.
Happy holidays.
Yes. Happy Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy Kwanzaa. And Happy New Year.
Yeah.
We love you guys, and we'll see you next time. You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip
Girls.